This is my first video, so I might sometimes get nervous or stumble a little. Wishing you a great watch. By the way, who has the highest record in Subway Surfers? Title: Neon Hearts Chapter 1. City of Lights. Maya's city never slept. Neon signs flickered like artificial stars, rain-slicked streets reflected 1,000 colors, and music spilled from every bar, every window, every open door. She loved it, the chaos, the beauty, the energy that always seemed to hum just beneath the surface. She was late again for her DJ set at Luminous, but she didn't mind. The rain soaked her leather jacket and tangled her hair, but the city smelled alive, electric. That's when she noticed him, a boy crouched on the wet sidewalk, sketching furiously in a worn notebook. Dark hair fell over his eyes, but the moment their gazes met, she felt the unmistakable spark of recognition, though they'd never met. He didn't look up immediately. Instead, he sketched the puddles, the neon reflections, the blur of pedestrians, and finally, hesitantly, her. Chapter 2, First Connection. The next night, Maya couldn't stop thinking about him. She wandered the streets with her camera, chasing the same neon reflections she loved, hoping, maybe foolishly, to see him again. She did. Sitting under a flickering street lamp, sketchbook open. "You're everywhere," he said, smiling. "And you're impossible to forget," she replied, laughing. "Do you always draw at night?" "I like the quiet," he said. The city changes when no one's really looking. His name was Ethan, an illustrator trying to make his way in the world of graphic novels. Over coffee in a tiny 24-hour cafe, they discovered shared obsessions. Electronic music, secret city rooftops, midnight movies, and an understanding that made conversation effortless. Hours passed like minutes, and neither noticed the world outside shrinking to only the two of them. Chapter 3. Sparks in the dark. Weeks passed. Maya invited Ethan to her DJ gigs, where he sketched the pulsing crowd, the wild strobe lights, sometimes even her spinning at the deck. They explored abandoned warehouses turned art galleries, rooftops with breathtaking city views, and hidden alleys painted in vibrant murals. The connection deepened. Their laughter filled the streets, their hands brushed as if by fate, and every accidental touch left sparks. Yet life wasn't simple. Maya's late-night sets and Ethan's demanding deadlines collided. Misunderstandings brewed, missed calls, forgotten messages, but love threaded through every small reconciliation. One rainy night, Maya returned from a set to find Ethan waiting outside her apartment. "I thought I'd wait," he said softly, drenched but smiling, "so you wouldn't come home to an empty street. You didn't have to." "I wanted to." Their hands met, and for the first time, the chaotic city felt like home. Chapter 4. Dreams and Distance. Opportunity knocked. Maya was invited to a major music festival in another city. Excited but terrified to leave Ethan, she wrestled with the decision. "I can't tell you not to go," Ethan said, their favorite rooftop glowing under neon lights. "You have to follow your dream. I'll wait." 2 months stretched painfully long. They spoke nightly on video calls, exchanged endless messages, sent small gifts and sketches. Ethan filled his sketchbook with illustrations of Maya performing, imagining her spinning at the festival, hair flying, lights dancing around her. On the last page he wrote, "No matter the miles, your heartbeat is my compass." Chapter 5. Reunion and Confessions. Maya returned early, secretly hoping to surprise him. Ethan was in the cafe where they'd first talked, sketchbook open, pretending to draw while his heart raced. "Maya," he whispered. "I'm here," she said, running into his arms. Laughter, tears, relief, they merged into one perfect moment. They wandered the neon-soaked streets, shared festival stories, and rebuilt the intimacy distance had tested. Every alley, every mural, every rooftop became a new memory, a secret they shared. Chapter 6. Ordinary magic. Life settled into a rhythm, morning coffee in their favorite cafe, park walks through autumn leaves, visits to little markets where colors and smells overwhelmed them both. Maya photographed everything, Ethan sketched. "You see the world differently," Maya said one morning, tucking her hair behind her ear. "I see it better with you in it," he replied, brushing a streak of paint off his fingers. Even ordinary nights on their rooftop, neon lights below and stars above, felt like magic. Chapter 7. Trials and Triumphs. Success didn't come easy. Maya's festival performance drew harsh criticism. She doubted herself. Ethan's graphic novel contract demanded late nights, draining him physically and emotionally. They argued, frustration spilling over small misunderstandings, but always came back, holding hands, sharing fears, promises, and quiet laughter. They learned love wasn't just passion, it was patience, support, and trust. Together they faced the challenges, festival triumphs, art exhibitions, unexpected opportunities, and even heartbreaks. Each trial strengthened their bond. Chapter 8. Neon Hearts. Forever. Years passed. Maya's music career blossomed. Ethan's art adorned magazine covers and gallery walls. Nights remained electric, but now they were theirs to share. Every rooftop, every cafe, every mural carried a story, a memory. On their favorite rooftop, Maya rested her head on Ethan's shoulder. "Do you remember when we met?" she asked. "All the time." "Feels like yesterday, yet like we've always known each other," he said softly. "Life moves fast, but some things are meant to last." He kissed her temple. "Here's to us and this city for bringing us together." Neon lights glimmered below, stars above. In the heart of the city, Maya and Ethan found their forever. Chapter 9. Shadows of the past autumn had settled fully over the city. The streets smelled of wet leaves and roasted chestnuts. Maya and Ethan had grown close, almost inseparable, but life had a way of testing even the strongest bonds. One evening, as Maya was leaving her studio, her phone buzzed with a message she hadn't expected. "Maya, it's been a long time. Can we talk?" It was from her ex, someone she had buried deep in her past. The memory brought a shiver down her spine. She didn't know why he was reaching out now, especially after all the distance she had just endured with Ethan. Ethan noticed her hesitation when she arrived at their rooftop. "Something's wrong," he said softly, brushing his thumb along her hand. Someone from my past reached out," Maya admitted, the city lights reflecting in her worried eyes. He didn't speak at first, just held her closer. "Whatever it is, we face it together." Chapter 10. Secrets and Revelations. The next days were tense. Maya avoided answering her ex's calls, but curiosity gnawed at her. One rainy night, she finally agreed to meet him in a small, quiet cafe. He was polite, remorseful, but clearly still carrying feelings from their past. The conversation unearthed old insecurities, and Maya left feeling conflicted, questioning whether she had truly moved on. Back home, Ethan was waiting, sketchbook open, eyes sharp but calm. "You look unsettled," he said, studying her face. "I met someone from my past," Maya admitted. Ethan didn't lash out or accuse her. Instead, he asked gently, "Do you want me to step back?" "No," she whispered. "I need you more than ever. You're the one I choose." The tension broke with a laugh and a shared cup of coffee. They realized love wasn't just about passion. It was trust and facing shadows together. Chapter 11. Nighttime adventures. To clear their minds, Ethan suggested exploring an abandoned part of the city, an old industrial district with towering brick warehouses and forgotten alleyways. They snuck through creaking gates, climbed rusted staircases, and discovered a hidden rooftop with a breathtaking view of the skyline. "This place is magical," Maya whispered, her camera flashing in excitement. "I know," Ethan said, sketching the skyline, "but it's even better with you here." They laughed, danced in the rain, and kissed under the neon reflections of distant signs. That night, they promised each other more adventures, more secrets, and more shared moments. Chapter 12. Dreams collide. Maya was offered a residency at a prestigious music studio, while Ethan was invited to exhibit his art internationally. Excitement mixed with anxiety. How would they manage distance again? On the night before their big moves, they sat on their favorite rooftop, city lights like fireflies below. "I don't want to lose us," Maya confessed, gripping his hand tightly. "You won't," Ethan promised. "We've faced distance before. This time we'll be stronger." They made a pact. No matter where their careers took them, they'd find their way back to each other. And in the quiet hum of the city, they felt invincible. Chapter 13. Letters across cities. Months apart, they exchanged letters, sketches, photos, and voice messages. Ethan's sketches turned into a series of illustrated love letters. Maya's music carried hidden notes meant only for him. Each message built a bridge across the miles, strengthening their bond. When Maya's music debut in the new city ended successfully, she saw Ethan waiting in the crowd, having traveled to surprise her. Their reunion was tearful, filled with laughter and whispered promises. Chapter 14. Homecoming. Returning to their city, Maya and Ethan found the streets more alive than ever. Neon lights, rainy nights, music, and art had become the soundtrack of their love. Friends gathered, stories were shared, and their lives intertwined with the city's heartbeat. On their rooftop, they planned a future together, dreams, adventures, and small joys that made every day extraordinary. "Here's to us," Ethan said, holding her close, "to everything we've survived and everything we've yet to see." Maya smiled, resting her head on his shoulder. "To the city that brought us together, and to us." Neon lights flickered below, stars glimmered above, and in the heart of the city, Maya and Ethan discovered that true love wasn't just passion or adventure. It was enduring, patient, and luminous, like the neon that had first lit their paths. Chapter 15. Unexpected encounters. Winter had settled over the city, wrapping streets in a soft mist. Maya and Ethan were busy with their projects, but fate had more surprises in store. One evening, while Maya was photographing the city for her latest music video, she ran into Leela, a famous music producer who had been scouting talent across the country. Leela was impressed with Maya's vision and offered her a chance to collaborate on an international project. Excited but nervous, Maya told Ethan, "This could be huge," Ethan said, trying to mask his anxiety. "I'll support you no matter what." Yet deep down, he worried about distance and the pressures it could bring. Their nights became filled with long discussions, doubts, and strategies, testing their trust and patience. Chapter 16. The creative storm collaborating with Leela meant late nights in the studio, endless travel, and high expectations. Maya's creativity flourished, but exhaustion and stress began to weigh on her. Ethan, too, struggled, juggling his upcoming art exhibition and helping Maya manage her new opportunities. One evening, during a heated discussion about schedules, Maya yelled, "I can't do everything perfectly. I'm trying." Ethan's voice trembled, "And I'm trying too, but we're falling apart." The fight ended in silence. Both retreated to their respective apartments, hearts pounding, minds racing. For the first time, the fear of losing each other felt real. Chapter 17. Reflection and Realization. The next day, Maya wandered the city streets alone, camera in hand. The rain reflected neon lights, but they felt cold now. She stopped at a quiet cafe and watched the world move around her. She realized something. The city, the lights, the music, it all meant nothing without Ethan by her side. Meanwhile, Ethan sketched feverishly, pouring frustration and love into his art. On the last page he wrote, "No project, no city, no dream is worth more than us." That evening, they met at their rooftop. Words weren't necessary. A single embrace, long and silent, spoke louder than anything else. Chapter 18. Rekindled love. They decided to tackle their challenges together. Ethan traveled with Maya during some of her international projects, sketching and observing while she performed. They shared quiet mornings in foreign cities, danced under streetlights, and explored hidden alleys far from the crowds. Their connection deepened. Love became not just a feeling, but a partnership. Shared dreams, mutual support, and the kind of intimacy that grows stronger when tested. Chapter 19. Rivals and Challenges. Just when life seemed perfect, a new rival appeared. Julian, a talented DJ who admired Maya's work and wanted her success for himself. His charm and ambition created tension at festivals, where Maya found herself constantly compared and tested. Ethan, protective yet calm, supported her quietly, giving her space to shine while reminding her that no one could compete with the bond they shared. "I trust you," Maya whispered one night as neon lights flickered around them. "But he's good, he's talented," Ethan said, "but he can't see what we feel. That's our strength." Chapter 20. Moments of magic. Amidst rivalry and chaos, Maya and Ethan found moments of pure magic. They discovered a secret rooftop garden, hidden among skyscrapers, where wildflowers grew between concrete cracks. They danced under the moonlight, played impromptu music and sketches, and laughed until their voices echoed through the night. "These nights," Maya said softly, "make everything else fade." Ethan kissed her forehead, "And they remind us why we fight for each other." Chapter 21. Decisions and Commitments. The story of Maya and Ethan's love reached a turning point. Maya received an offer to perform at a world-renowned festival in Europe, while Ethan's exhibition was scheduled in the same city months later. This time, both knew distance would be inevitable, but they were ready. Before leaving, Ethan proposed a pact. "No matter where we go, we'll find our way back. Letters, sketches, messages, anything. But when the time is right, we reunite." Maya smiled, holding his hand. "Forever starts now then." Chapter 22. Crossroads. Spring arrived with a gentle warmth. Maya and Ethan found themselves in a bustling European city for their respective projects. The excitement of foreign streets, cafes, and galleries invigorated them, yet pressure and expectations loomed. One evening after a long day, Maya's manager approached her with a bold proposal: headline a global tour, but it would mean months apart from Ethan. I don't know," Maya admitted, heart pounding. "It's a dream, but I can't imagine leaving you." Ethan took her hand, calm but firm. "We've faced distance before. We'll make this work. I trust you and I trust us." Chapter 23. Temptations and doubts. During the tour preparations, Maya met influential figures, each praising her talent, some flirting, others subtly competitive. Julian even appeared unexpectedly at a festival, trying to sway her focus. Ethan, meanwhile, faced pressure from a prestigious art gallery to accept a permanent move abroad, which could separate them further. Late nights in empty hotel rooms and lonely streets tested their bond. Misunderstandings flared, jealousy whispered, and doubt crept in like a shadow. One night, Maya sent Ethan a text: "Maybe we're not ready for this." Ethan stared at the message for minutes, heart sinking, then replied simply, "We are." "I'll prove it." Chapter 24. The Great Reconciliation. The turning point came during Maya's first global performance. Ethan arrived secretly backstage, having navigated every challenge to see her. The crowd erupted when Maya stepped on stage, but her eyes immediately found Ethan's. During a quiet acoustic set, she played a melody she had written just for him. Each note carried their shared memories, struggles, and love. Ethan, moved beyond words, drew sketches of their moments together and sent them via live stream to her. After the show, in the city's square under flickering lights and blooming spring trees, they embraced. "We survived everything," Maya whispered, "even when it felt impossible." "Yes," Ethan replied, "because this," he gestured between them, "is worth every risk." Chapter 25. Building a future together back home, life settled into a rhythm that honored. And here's another interesting story. Please write in the comments what you think about my stories. It really motivates me to create even more exciting stories for you. Title: City Lights and Heartbeats. Chapter 1. A Chance Encounter. The city never slept, and neither did Ava's thoughts. She wandered along the crowded streets of downtown, headphones in, playlist buzzing in her ears, blending perfectly with the hum of car horns and chatter. She loved this city, the way it felt alive, chaotic, and full of endless possibilities. But tonight, the city felt different. Tonight, it felt like something was about to change. A few blocks away, Leo was balancing a coffee cup in one hand and his sketchbook in the other, dodging pedestrians with the precision of someone who had spent years navigating crowded streets. He wasn't just an artist. He was an observer, catching fleeting moments in sketches that told stories more vivid than photographs ever could. But tonight, even the familiar chaos felt charged with a strange tension, as if the city itself was holding its breath. They didn't know each other yet, but fate had a funny way of working in a city like this. Ava's coffee cup slipped from her hand, splashing onto the sidewalk just as Leo's sketchbook was swinging by. In a perfect, almost cinematic collision, coffee met paper and eyes met eyes. "Oh no, I'm so sorry," Ava exclaimed, crouching to pick up the ruined cup. Leo laughed softly, brushing off the sketchbook. "It's okay. I wasn't exactly paying attention either." Though, he looked at the coffee-stained sketch, now smudged beyond recognition. "I guess it's a new kind of art now." Ava chuckled, her nervous smile breaking the tension. "I'll buy you a new coffee to make up for it." And just like that, a connection sparked between them, small, fragile, but unmistakable. They walked together to the nearby cafe, talking about music, favorite books, and the quirks of city life. Every laugh, every shared glance pulled them closer, as if the city itself had conspired to bring them together on this ordinary night. Hours passed without them noticing, and when they finally stepped back onto the street, the city lights shimmered like 1,000 tiny promises. Leo brushed a strand of hair from Ava's face and smiled, the kind of smile that made time feel slower, the chaos of the city fade away. "Maybe this city isn't just full of possibilities," Leo said softly. "Maybe it's full of beginnings." Ava felt a warmth spread through her chest. "Maybe," she whispered, "and maybe tonight is one of them." Chapter 2. Building a Connection. The next morning, Ava woke up to the persistent hum of her phone. A message blinked on the screen. "Leo. Good morning, want to grab coffee again. This time I promise no spilled drinks." A smile tugged at her lips. She typed back quickly, "Only if you promise the same." By mid-morning, they met at a small cafe tucked between two tall apartment buildings, its windows fogged from the early chill. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingled with the faint scent of pastries, creating a warmth that made the city outside feel distant. They talked about everything and nothing: music playlists, favorite movies, childhood memories. Ava found herself laughing more freely than she had in months, the comfort of someone who understood the rhythm of her thoughts like a familiar song. Leo, in turn, sketched small doodles on napkins, pretending they were random sketches, but Ava noticed each one captured moments of their conversations. A laughing face, a hand brushing hair aside, the curve of her smile. Days turned into weeks. City streets, once just pathways, became their shared world of tiny adventures. They discovered hidden bookstores, quirky cafes, murals painted in vivid colors, and quiet rooftop corners where the skyline felt like a private universe. Every moment together strengthened the invisible thread weaving their lives into one. Yet even in this bubble of joy, reality lingered at the edges. Ava's career as a freelance photographer demanded long hours, often pulling her away from their dates. Leo's art exhibitions, though exhilarating, sometimes left him exhausted and distracted. Still, they learned to navigate the delicate balance between passion and presence, finding small ways to show they cared. A text, a surprise coffee, a sketch slipped into her bag. One rainy evening, as neon lights reflected off the wet pavement, Leo took Ava's hand. "You know," he said softly, "I think this city taught me something, that even amidst chaos you can find clarity and maybe even love." Ava looked into his eyes, the city's chaos swirling around them, yet they felt like the only two people in the world. "I think," she whispered, "I've been finding it with you." The rain fell harder, but neither moved. They stood there hand in hand, letting the world blur around them, wrapped in the quiet magic of beginnings. Chapter 3: Distance and Doubt. A few weeks later, the rhythm of their days began to shift. Ava's freelance photography had landed her a high-profile assignment in another city, one that would last for a month. She was thrilled professionally, but conflicted emotionally. How could she leave Leo, just as their lives had started intertwining so beautifully? She decided to tell him in person. They met at their favorite rooftop spot, the skyline glowing with the soft amber of sunset. Leo's sketchbook rested on the railing, open to a half-finished sketch of the cityscape. "Leo," Ava began, her voice hesitant. "I got an assignment. It's in another city for a month." Leo didn't speak at first. He traced a finger along the edge of his sketchbook, avoiding her eyes. Finally, he looked up, a faint smile touching his lips. "A month," he repeated softly, as if testing the word. "That's a long time." "I know," she whispered. "I didn't want to tell you over the phone. I wanted you to know I care about us, but this is important for my career." Leo nodded slowly, setting the sketchbook aside. "I understand," he said. "I want you to follow your dreams, Ava. But I won't lie, it'll be hard not having you here." They spent the evening walking through the city streets, talking about how to keep their connection strong. Texts, calls, and little surprises became their new rhythm. But distance, even a short one, revealed cracks they hadn't anticipated. Missed calls, delayed messages, moments of doubt creeping in. One rainy night, Ava stared at her phone, waiting for a reply that didn't come. She felt the weight of distance pressing against her chest, the city lights outside her window blurring with unshed tears. She missed Leo's laughter, the small sketches he left for her, the way he made ordinary moments feel extraordinary. Meanwhile, Leo sat in his small studio apartment, sketching furiously. Each line carried a piece of his longing, his frustration, his hope. He wanted to surprise her, to make her feel close even when miles apart, but he wasn't sure if he could bridge the distance. Then one evening, a package arrived at Ava's apartment. She opened it to find a small sketchbook, each page filled with drawings of moments they had shared: coffee spills, rooftop sunsets, walks in the rain. And on the last page, in Leo's neat handwriting, "No matter the distance, this city, these streets, and my heart will always lead me to you." Ava's eyes filled with tears. She realized that love, even tested by distance, could endure. And perhaps, just perhaps, the city that had brought them together was now helping them navigate this new challenge. Chapter 4: Reunion. The month dragged on, each day stretching longer than the last. Ava's assignment kept her busy, yet her thoughts constantly wandered to Leo. The way his eyes lit up when he smiled, the soft brush of his hand against hers, the quiet moments they had shared on rooftops and rainy streets. One Friday evening, after submitting her final photos, Ava booked the earliest train back